I've got roughly 21:28. That's about 9:28 p.m. here on the dot. Things are live, things are up and running, and things are ready to go because the first map is done of this series. What one might even say was a hellacious battle where the Danes and the Finns squared off, and it was a train yard that found that battleground. My name is Trey Saranthus. Of course, we have Sponge and Ro2 here. And, we've got Ro2. His heart's fluttering a little bit, but we're holding on to him for as long as we can. At least in this instance, ENCE has stayed alive.
Well, we keep the doors open here until the Counter-Strike is done. There's no nonsense going on. And in that game, there was plenty of nonsense back and forth. I thought there's lots of rounds that could be analyzed, could be broken down, mistakes, fantastic plays. But all in all, that's one of the games of Counter-Strike you just sit back and go, this is why we love it, right?
Yeah.
It's hugely enjoyable.
Yeah, you enjoy watching the game, you enjoy watching it being played, and that's what you basically signed up for here. Because honestly, when we looked at this game, I don't think we could have either said that this one went the full entirety of the distance.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before the game, these are two teams that like to try and play the numbers and make educated guesses in situations so that they have as much information before executing it on bomb site. And we saw a lot of that, running down the clock to the wire, coming up with some weird rounds from both sides. I mean, Valde was obviously a huge player for Nord in a bunch of situations, as we've seen throughout this tournament. No, I mean, from a North perspective, you kind of feel like you should have had that one. Honestly, I mean, they were up 14-12. The numbers are on their side on that one as well, so it must sting for them.
A lot of things did actually sting in this matchup. A lot of things did actually stand out. And some of the clips that we have for you, perhaps we can begin to walk through some of those right away, Chad.
Yeah, we have one of these rounds I like to call like a pivot round. Unfortunately, it didn't unfold that way for ENCE here, but this was a huge play by Sergey here. Now, this is a late round execute by North into the outer yard where they get the opening kills very easily. If you look at the minimap, you can see that they've been conditioned to play two players inside, two guys from ENCE, that's Alu and Sergey, over towards that bomb site due to the earlier rounds. Now, the fact of the matter is this outside defense gets absolutely decimated. X7 puts up a bit of a fight, but everyone crumbles. Now, North actually play this round fundamentally sound. The Ivy guy falls all the way back to regroup with his players to not give away a free kill to a player rotating through city spawn. They take their time, they use their utility, they clear all the close corners, but this is what you can't account for. The clock is ticking down, you start to worry, they have to plant. Sergey in connector right now begins to spam as he hears the bomb getting planted. Anders will be loving his life. Grabs the first, now repositions, here's the bomb going down, grabs the second. That is an absolute miracle play from Sergey right there, and one of many huge moments from either side in this game.
Yeah, and things you can't account for once again, right? I mean, when you're North, you've pretty much done everything right. Yeah. You've regrouped and made sure you're coming in as a unit. You know, you trade if there's an opportunity, but then you get spammed through the bomb train like that. The bomb goes down. So, yeah, I mean, again, a game that's really, really enjoyable when you're an outsider viewer watching it, but, you know, not necessarily a coach's dream per se.
Yeah, and unfortunately, those palpitations, Ro2, they're probably going to continue because now we have to take it over to the heartburn sector, which is going to be Inferno. That's our next map in this series. And again, the implications aren't elimination here, but rather the easier path through this minor, and you're done.
Well, you're straight into the major, right?
It's done.
There's a lot to play for here in that regard. Now, if we talk about the numbers that Ro2 was alluding to, in this game that went the distance, 28 opening kills went in favor of North to 14 of ENCE's. They really struggled to find opening kills. If that happens again when they flip over to the T side, they will be starting on the CT side of Inferno, then that might be difficult for them to get the ball rolling. So that's something that needs to change here for ENCE if they want to take it 2-0.
Now, I'm going to go a little out of character, not a norm here, and I'm going to put the spotlight here on you, Ro2. What would you say to the guys of ENCE, if you knew them, of course? What would you say to them in this moment in time when it comes down to this, hey, one map, we're done?
I mean, the simple thing is you keep going at it as you have. I mean, I saw yesterday they were already feeling not relaxed and relieved, but you could see they were definitely that victory they got against Valiant's team to kind of release their energy, so to speak. Like they remembering from the last time around when at the minor for the London major, they lost twice in opportunities when they had going into that, and now basically they'll have a third chance in there. Obviously with the qualifier coming in a week from now, so I feel like they just don't have that kind of pressure on them. They'll just keep on going as they have.
Well, Chad, I would let you, I guess, release your energy, but what I'm going to have to do here is harness all of your energy, Twitch chat. I need all of it right now because it's time to get into Inferno. It's time to get this second map underway. So go ahead and raise the roof for these next two. They're ready to bring it to you and perhaps put ENCE into what is the IEM Katowice Major of 2019. It's going to be Harry and Hugo Byron, and no, that's not both their last names. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Trace. They may have not had the opening kills, but they did indeed have the closing kills. ENCE taking a double overtime bonanza in the previous map, and now they head to the territory of North, but not unfamiliar territory. It is going to be Inferno.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this one pans out. North, obviously, fielding a fantastic performance over on Train, but it just wasn't quite enough to edge it out. So now on their map pick of Inferno, we're going to have to see them kick things up another gear. Over here on the CT side, Alu already forced away from short. Aerial able to win out his first fight. Up in the apartments, quickly topple Alu inside of A. The kills coming in across the board for ENCE suddenly placed them in a 4-on-2 retake with plenty of utility still up on Alexa B here. With that taken into consideration, this becomes a very difficult situation for North. They're trying to tap this bomb on in. The issue is Kirby, it's stuck on his back over here in the pit, and he's got no room to maneuver.
Yeah, there's so many players on short, and he just took a fight, so they know he's here. They don't want to let him cross, and oh no, it hits the top of the balcony. The bomb gets dropped, and now he's got to pick it right back up. Luckily, he should be able to throw it over, but Alexa B has just found the kill from Library. AZ's dead, and now the cavalry has arrived, and they are on horseback with spears. Kirby getting hunted in the pit, and surely no more than one. Eventually getting dropped by ENCE, and that's a pistol round taking their way. Very good patience from ENCE, not trying to chase down those kills until they had the 4-on-1. And that will be their pistol round on North's map pick. A strong start on the CT side is exactly what will happen.
Yeah, one thing's for certain is Kirby not going to have a career in basketball anytime soon after he floundered the throw like that. Had the bomb been able to get into the bomb site in that 2-on-4, were the roles reversed, had the bomb been the man in the site, the other down in the pit, there would have been a very real chance for North there. Sadly not meant to be, and now ENCE sitting 1-0 up on their opponent's map pick. That's got to be a feel-good feeling, considering they are sitting 1-0 up in the series right now. This force buy from North yielding plenty of utility for them to work with. So it is a very threatening buy if you are over in the ENCE camp. Important to note, Alexa B's been set up on Banana early on here. He's just peeking over that half wall for the information. He can call for a rotation should he need it. But what that's done is it's freed up an extra man to rotate in towards A, meaning ENCE, they do have a 4-player stack here. So should North just hedge their bets and go for a play into this side of the map, they will be walking almost certainly to their demise. And with this much utility, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a fake thrown on in. It's a luxury you don't often have in this second round if you do lose the pistol. So smoke dropped outside of B to try and buy some precious time. Rotations are already coming in. Flashes over the top, and Alexa B close to this smoke. So many bodies there, and he's spraying, he's praying, but he's only good for one.
Alu's still here though, and that nade could do so much damage. Valdi is just taking the kill instead, but Alu's nade dropping onto the bomb site will deny the plant. With 8 seconds left, Sergey has to stop it as well, and X7 can't. He did kill the player down Banana somehow, but the bomb still goes down for North. Not a problem for ENCE. Defuse here. North are going to have that bite in a couple of rounds' time, but ENCE at least shut down the push. That was a really nice attempt from Alexa B as well, I think it was. X7 rather, who was the solo B player.
Another important thing to note, it's been a very long time since I've really seen a team elect to force buy into that second round over on the T side. An interesting decision from North, clearly believing in their T side on this map.
Yeah, that's a crazy shot from X7. I meant to say Alexa B, really nice work from him for not only getting the first kill, but the damage onto the second. That single-handedly made that player low enough for Alu to kill with the nade, which delayed the bomb plant enough for ENCE to get into the site before North could establish post plants. Because if that bomb goes down on the initial attempt, then North maybe have a lot more chance of winning that round due to those smokes being down, but denied. So damage goes a long way there with that SMG as ENCE face another force buy from North. It's not like this previous round was close or anything. It's not like ENCE were down to the last man. They had a couple surviving, so North really banking on catching out ENCE here with the force buy, but it's making it very obvious. Gauge shooting is going up in the apartments. ENCE are going to be ready for a fully equipped North. But they only know, Harry, they haven't fought just yet.
Yeah, if you're North, you're very much banking on getting a bomb down here at the bare minimum. You're going to be getting $2,900, so with the bomb plant factored in, you will be able to buy in the next round, and that's the worst case. Obviously, there's always the chance that they're able to turn it around and win it. Looking like it's going to be a standard A-side take here. They line up the smokes and flashes to try and facilitate this play. Molotov goes down up on the balcony just to buy that much more time. Wall of smokes just to segregate Sergey down here in this pit. Aerial's already dealt with the first man. Trade comes through, but Sergey is shutting down this Apps push one by one. North fall, and in the blink of the eye, it's Kierby left. Once again, down in the pit. A very possible situation. It feels like he's going to get deleted. He's having flashbacks to that pistol round as he gets trapped in there with the bomb on his back. A 3-0 lead cemented for ENCE, and the lack of the bomb plant here for North, as I highlighted, is now going to cause them some real economy issues. Just going to be the partial investment here, most likely.
And something we commend Cadian on in his team is going for these really nice buys, going for these very calculated purchases. And not to say that, you know, they didn't. It's not like they didn't have a game plan behind that force, but it's a bit of a different approach here than we're used to for North. And as a result, they're down 3-0, so it hasn't worked out. They tried to section off the pit with the smokes in the previous, but now they're just left the pistols. Bit of armor, a couple of bits of utility, but this is a 4th round for ENCE, Harry. Like it or not. A map up and 4 on top, potentially. Let's see what North can do.
Looks like they're just going to flash themselves through on Banana, and Alexa B actually stood here alone, is going to get mopped up. Molotov falls to try and buy them some time, but it's immediately smoked. And X7, quick shot there. Has been able to pull us back into even odds. 4-on-4, smoke for the cross, and players do manage to get into the site. Easy, bit of a demon there through the smoke. Bomb plant comes through, and actually North just taking the aggression. They might come to regret it as they've given up that man advantage in the post plant. See Aerial brought down low, going to make the decision to rotate away from Banana. Now this buys North precious time. Bomb is planted for Banana, so Gade's position, even though he won't get to have the one-on-one versus Aerial like he would have liked, is still very valuable at denying the defuse, but he goes aggressive, and as a result, the remaining players mopped up with ease. ENCE a 4-0 lead, but the bomb plant for North means that money is plentiful.
Yeah, very strong flashbang there. Not sure who threw it, but to catch out Gade in that 1v2, oh sorry, 2v3 rather, able to get that defuse in within the time, and ENCE 4-0, like expected, but that was definitely a really profitable round for North. Now, they are off to a bit of a slow start here on this T side, but being able to get that many kills and the bomb plant with such minimal investment is pretty good. It does mean that they've at least somewhat whittled ENCE's economy low over these previous 3 rounds, but it's not like ENCE are anywhere near an eco if they lose this. That's the only issue with North, because they can buy up, but there's a very good chance we could see ENCE off to a 6-0 start. Not what North want on the T side of their map pick. But you do have to remember, like in the back of our minds, at the end of the day, the 3 EU teams left up in this minor are very likely all going to be making it to the major if things go to plan. However, you'd love to get that top spot, you'd love to get that first seed, and of course the money that goes with it. Makes all the difference here. Not having the pressure on having to play more Counter-Strike, potentially get eliminated. Especially with some of the regions that we've yet to see, Harry. We have the Asian region and the Americas just coming up in a few days with some interesting teams across both of those. Some surprises, some names in the mix that we wouldn't usually expect, but the cream of the crop, the EU, is here for now. North, very slow round to start off. They barely got anything in terms of control yet to even grace Banana, and they are up the top of middle, so this pretty much has to be an A commitment unless they send one player up to establish control on B. In the meantime, ENCE have pre-rotated against the information that they have, which is backing anyway. North have not given them much. So 25 seconds as these Ts begin to push, and with 2 players on the bomb site, Sergey and Aerial, they're needed more than ever.
These two, though, have been performing out of their minds. Sergey spraying and spraying, keeps on finding kills, finally gonna get dealt with, but Aerial's still here, dancing around, just wasting time, and he's dropped Katie, and there's no time for the bomb plant. Valder, ooh, nah, it's too late, too far gone, and ends a 5th round, 5-0.
And they get an AWP for free on the back of that as well, getting to pick it up off the body of Cadian.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a blunder not to go peeking into Aerial, who's just sat up in that corner. They give him a lot of time, and as such, that bomb plant can't come through. You understand why. They didn't want him just to go and mop up both players. They try and double peek into it. They try and get the timing right so that Valder can peek with Cadian.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, especially when the time was so low. Like, it's either don't peek him and lose a round of time, or peek him and potentially die. I mean, the round's lost if you don't, so I definitely agree. Maybe not going to plan for North. Cadian there tried to go for the no-scope with the AWP, but it was a missed shot. And, you know, when you're down to 6 seconds on the clock, you don't have time to cock that bolt of the AWP. But what a stellar defense from the likes of Aerial and Sergey, both able to get it completely locked down. And not scared of the long wrap either. Luckily, there was actually a smoke thrown by North that cemented the fact that ENCE knew there wasn't anyone going long, even though it was meant to scare ENCE through the CT spawn, or with the idea of a CT spawn push. But no B-wrap today. However, North will be getting up Banana in this round. This time with little contention here from ENCE, and they're going to try and play the corner. The Molotov just clearing out the sandbags. X7 going to back off, but Alexa B will not fear. Will not cower away as AZ gets caught climbing the sandbags. And ENCE off to a man advantage with loads of utility left. That's a big note, because while they've given North Banana control, they can very much as easily take it away. They can flash themselves back into position. Right now, these Molotovs are going to serve more use in delaying the push up to B, because North have brought 4 players, all 4 players, up towards the top of Banana. So we've had Sergey and Aerial tested. Now it's X7 and Alexa B up for the chop and block.
How are they going to approach this? That Molotov not actually burning X7 out of position. Thanks to that smoke going down, he's not in any real danger. They do still have a Molotov on Cadian to attempt it again, and that's going to be the case. Push coming on in, but they peek before the smoke plumes in CT, and they're the easiest kills of Alexa B's life. Walking blindly into his crosshair, he's not content with 2. The gift that keeps on giving is this man. He's on for the ace, and only Cadian remains. It's looking good for Alexa B to get it. Surely he checks this angle. He does. Cadian denies the ace, but that'll be all. And ENCE a 6-0 lead. What a start to this map for them.
Incredible from Alexa B. I mean, both duos showing up on either site there. The big thing about that from Alexa B is when you see those CT smoke pushes, players often get caught off on the CT side because you have both Pool and Banana to watch. Now, the reason this is so good from Alexa B is because, as you can see, there's a Molotov placed down right in front of him and a smoke behind it. There's no way North are on his left when he goes through that smoke, and he only needs to focus on the Pool. So nice sectioning off the Banana there to actually guarantee that kill. So 6-0 to ENCE. This has been a fantastic bit of Counter-Strike from them, but definitely lacking some oomph from North. They've made a couple of mistakes. They've, as you said, walked through that B site before the smoke even bloomed with no one checking it. Only the first man and no trade in sight. So now look at their money, Harry, and look at the buy behind it. It's pretty damn crap.
It most certainly is, and this is one of the things, you know, I was a bit surprised that we noticed North being very aggressive with their purchases here, going for these forces, and that's not really the style of buy, the style of cooling that we're all too used to seeing from Cadian. Normally, we praise him for his very measured, very calculated approach. They keep on dedicating to these force buys, and the issue is, you keep on praying that they're going to pay off. Eventually, it's going to work. And what you're finding now over on the side of North is constantly you're running into just these barrages of utility. You're getting held out the bomb sites. You're having to push through smokes, Molotovs, because you don't have the utility to nullify that sort of defense from this CT side. Cadian does maintain his position at B, but he's going to get heard, making noise. Is able to pick up that first man. Still Alexa B here. And Cadian will just fall off the angle. Alexa B is going to be able to call that. And now it should be abundantly clear to ENCE where this play looks to end up. 3 players here for this CT side. Alu going to miss the opening shot, but is going to be gifted another chance at it. It's actually Sergey to double down. Few missed shots from Alu, uncharacteristically so. And that's Valder and Gade making this round possible. Sergey falls as well, and Alexa B suddenly thrust into the clutch.
Yeah, this is not meant to happen here. If Alu hit those shots, this would not have come down to the 1v2, but do not count him out. Valde is so low, but the contact's being made. Now from Gade, he jumps up actually to his own demise, and that Molotov's going to land right on his position, forcing him into the back. Now they're grouped up, but Gade's going to hit the shot. 3 from him. Huge round from Gade. And big from him to step up, considering Valde was left to 1 HP at the back of the site. So North find their first with a very weak buy in terms of utility. Now they had the rifles, but nothing behind it, so... ENCE giving away that round, but it's not the end of the world. They can still buy up and find this reset. I think one note as well is if we look at how good ENCE have been at damaging players up top B with utility, that's quite scary, because right now, what we know from ENCE on their CT side of this map is they're so good at taking banana control and getting aggressive. So North haven't even seen that yet. ENCE haven't thrown that in, so that's definitely terrifying for the future. 3 players on B here as a bit of a boost comes through, and Alu, hello, he gives a free haircut away.
And I mean, you're a man who loves his stats. Here's one for you. In 1 round thus far, North have been the team to find a man advantage.
That sounds about right.
Well, yeah, and it goes to show now the trades just haven't been coming through either. They're always having to try and claw their way back into a round after going a man down.
That stat goes in line with the fact that... Oh, well, actually, we'll finish this round first. Because look at the man within the site.
Yeah, Gade's been able to sneak on in, but the issue is Sergey down here in the pit, and he's just sat pretty still yet to really make all too much noise, make his presence known. Gade starts to try and deal with him, and he will. Finally, maybe finding form, but Alexa B... Swift to pick that up. Interestingly enough, Valde still holding for this rotation down banana, leaves AZ in this bomb site alone, and if he falls now, this defuse can look to come in, but he is able to win his fight. The gamble pays off. Valde up in the apartments, and the bomb is planted for him. He can just hide away. Issue is the Molotov and smoke still up on Alu is going to cause problems. That doesn't even have to play into it. ENCE on the ball in the retake. A 7-1 lead on North's map pick. ENCE already sitting 1-0 up in the series, and it's been no contest here on Inferno. North really yet to show up in any meaningful way.
So like you said, in terms of having 1 opening kill, I mean, like was mentioned by, I think it was Chad on the desk saying that, you know, the previous map, ENCE had half of the opening kills than the North, despite winning the map. So if you combine with the fact that ENCE are getting now opening picks on top of that, it definitely paints a bit of a dire picture for North. The scoreline as well, 7-1, reset town.
The most crazy thing about it to me is more so that ENCE, they haven't even been playing these like crazy aggressive angles, it feels like. Now, it's been quite reactive Counter-Strike for the most part. We've seen occasionally they go ahead and take banana control, you know, maybe having a man playing the half wall. We've seen that happen a couple of times, but for the most part, it has been a rather passive style, yet they've just been winning these initial gunfights. And then you'll note, when that happens North, their immediate reaction is just to grind to a halt. Very rarely are those kills traded, and then that timer ends up ticking down, and it actually ends up working against North. So this round, it is just the eco. You're not really expecting too much from the Danes in this round. Oh, nice shot from Kirby, and actually Alu in danger of going down here, but helped out by Aerial, and that will be an 8-1 lead for ENCE. After how close Train was, after how back and forth it looked, this doesn't even look like the same team over on that T side.
And to think it's North's map pick as well, they're definitely not looking like, yeah, like you said, like they did over on Train. And something's got to change here as we head into another rifle round. Cadian could not afford that AWP, barely even the AK if you wanted utility, so he'll go for an SMG instead. 8-1. If there was ever a time to pull out your big boy strats, Cadian, it is now. Fast take a banana here. We have 3 CTs on the defense, and this is the banana control that we talked about, but great utility usage. Cadian going to dunk down Sergey. ENCE challenging B a little bit, and it will actually come back to haunt them considering X7 is also extremely tagged up. And now it's a 2-2 setup with North putting pressure over on A. ENCE are going to bank for a full rotation and put 4 players on this side of the map. Now, I like the gamble, but the issue is, Harry, is North haven't completely given up over on B. They've retaken some control towards Banana, and Cadian's still around the bottom with the bomb. Now, North looking like they want to hit A, and so if they do, this 4-man stack is going to be a real test.
Alley traded quickly, but there's still 3 players here. Aerial is in danger of getting caught by the player up on the balcony as Alexa B drops that bomb down in mid. They're into a 2-on-2, and now North, they have to try and pick it up. That smoke does cordon off Alexa B for the time being. He's heard them retrieve it. He gets the information that AZ's heading into the apartments, and Alexa V is hot on his heels. They're not going to be ready for this. AZ now starting to creep forward, and Alexa B, that boogeyman that you've been warned about, sneaking on in, denies the bomb plant, and down to the 1v1, 20 seconds, all the pressure on Kirby here. At the end of the day, he knows now he has to get that bomb planted, and as that clock ticks down, Alexa B knows he has him under pressure. He doesn't have time to play with anymore, he can't fake it, he has to stick the plant. Down into the 1v1, Kirby lines it up. North, they will manage their second round. Important to note, that is their second round of this entire first half in which they've sported a man advantage to kickstart it.
So the conversions at least being very good when they can get that opening kill, but they've, as you said, have had trouble doing so considering the fact that ENCE have been playing this extremely passive Counter-Strike on both sides for the most part. One time they actually try and challenge Banana, they lose a man to the nade of Cadian, and it all spirals out of control. Even with the quad A stack for ENCE, North are going to be able to get away with it, so very nice round from the Danes. Let's see a little bit more of that here. Alexa B, oh, nice shot. He's taken the secondary AWP down Banana, and he's already found an opening kill. That could spell disaster. North do retain control of the top of B, but ENCE are continually abusing these T's with flashbangs going over the top. Right, Brown towards the coffins for Alexa B, so he has a better line of sight towards this part of the Banana, but North, they have all the utility. They have the smokes to cut off both these portions of the map, and in the meantime, we've got a bit of a push up on A. ENCE have taken deep apps control, which allows Alu to fully rotate round. We've now got both orbs on the B site, and Alexa B needs to hit his shots, because this is where North start to push. His teammate's already on 1, and Alexa B's found his second. Jump up, not going to be connecting, but he's buying enough time to allow for his team to come back up the bottom of Banana. Nice shot as well, and it leaves Rowdy in the clutch.
Issue is he had to punch in the numbers, players all around. Alu's just going to go charging through the smoke. ENCE up 9-2. And on the back of that, the reset going to be coming in onto North. So things really do go from bad to worse here for the Danish side. Tactical pause called on him, but I don't think even the best laid of plans is going to help you out in this round. And you can just see, I mean, they look devastated. Head in their hands. After coming so close on trade, to then have your map pick be such a landslide in favor of the opposition, you can't imagine how that makes you feel, how you're going to be getting in your own head, envisioning how different it could have been had you just won one extra round on the previous map. A lot of this pressure would have been removed for the Danes.
Especially when they were the one to hit 15 first, Harry. They were in the match point situation, or map point situation, before the likes of ENCE. And yeah, as you say, now they don't have that safety net. They don't have that insurance of a third map that we can head to Dust to where North are on even ground. Now they've got to fight it with their backs up against the wall. Alexa B close on B. It's X7 side by side. Great nade. Fast push from North. Going to get denied by the Molotov, but Gabe will go right through to his own death. And now the rest of North have to follow in tow, but we've already got this rotation round. Alu's in position. And these SMGs are going to shred North. As you can see, in through the smoke. Doesn't even matter. 2 more for Alexa B. And it's looking like the cleanest round possible. Kiebi, he's had enough.
He's left up in this 1v5. While we saw Valder with like an impossible 1v5 back on trade. I don't feel as optimistic here for Kjaerbye. This is a very different looking North. They're going to go pushing into him. Alu trades. ENCE reach double digits, 10-2. For North, there's no more money in this round. And I mean, I'm pretty sure we just saw Alu smile, which I think is a very rare sight. So if that doesn't tell you you're in trouble, I don't know what will. I feel like I've just seen, I know, an albino penguin or something. A very, are they rare?
How does that even work?
I mean, I don't know, I've never seen one of you.
No.
Exactly, so they must be pretty rare.
Or non-existent. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You're Googling albino penguin now.
Indeed I am, and they're very real.
Wow.
They look great.
They look awesome.
Yeah, I want one. They should be just normal penguins.
Penguin 2. Well,
sequel to the original bestseller.
Yeah.
Well, much like Penguins, North going to be huddled together for warmth here, and it's a very cold day in hell up in the top of mid. Sadly, by grouping up, all they've done is make it that much easier for ENCE. And it's so often easy for ENCE. Just Cadian surviving. And even then, his time on this earth is very, very limited. The thing is, and this even links in all the way back to that pistol round, if you recall, where we saw that force spike for North in the second round. As I was saying, right, North, always a team that like to be very, very cautious. They always like to make sure they have everything they possibly need. So you'll see them sometimes take saves even in like a situation, say, where they're retaking a bomb site, even if they have like a man advantage. If they instead would want to just think and look to the next round, then we'll see them take these saves. They're very passive usually. That's normally the Cadian style. So as such, we see them with all the utility they need, all the weapons they want, and that's usually the sort of brand of Counter-Strike they play. It feels like, to me, ENCE, you know, when we saw Train go through to overtime and things did get a bit crazy, a bit more puggy, ENCE have kind of been able to step back from that, go back to playing this very regimented, very fundamental style of Counter-Strike, whereas North, they're still playing this ultra-aggressive, maybe even over-investing kind of off-brand style of CS that they're just not known for. You think about the rounds where we have seen them have success, and it has been when they've had those full wides, when they've had all the utility they need, when they've been able to weather the storm of utility that ENCE throw out. You think about all the times they've tried hitting this B bomb site, and they're normally 3/4 of the way to death before they even see anybody.
now it's down to 2, Harry. As we near the end of the half, round number 14, and Cadian and AZ are all that stand between North and, well, potentially being knocked down into that lower bracket very soon. Not eliminated, not going the Valiance route just yet. Bomb, though, I mean, it's so far away. No, I don't think North are even convinced of this. They want to get the kills before they even consider the fact of the bomb being, away from them. Cadian gets a 1-for-1, and they're just both searching for their own entry frags. AZ's on the other side of the map. 30 seconds. I mean, he physically cannot go and get the bomb and bring it back in time. So this round is already over. But let's see what he can do. Yeah. 12-2. ENCE are absolutely steamrolling their way to the major right here. And this has been really, think about how long people waited for a top-tier Finnish team in CSGO. We waited a bit of time, There were tries, there were attempts, but ENCE really are the real deal right now. And it looks like they are only a few rounds away from being in that major new challenger spot. 4 rounds separate them as North decide to force buy for the last round of the half.
Yeah, and this force, I mean, it's just SMGs. It is really all North can afford to throw. And yeah, I mean, you're bang on. We don't normally have that much Finnish representation. Usually one of the guys who's normally there is Sunny, and he's gone. So taking their place and trying to do justice for Finland is ENCE.
As well as Otto.
Finnish organisation. Aerial down in the pit, gonna get tested. And these SMGs getting close, but that doesn't matter. They've been decimated. Aerial raining death down from above. And ENCE 13-2. A crazy dominant half when you think about the back and forth nature of Train. And now for North, that time is running out. There's no second chances here. The loss means that they do drop down to have to face Team Vitality. We're going to go ahead and see if North can pick this up in the second half after a quick break. Well, to say the Danes are on the back foot here on their map pick feels like an understatement. It's been an utterly incredible first half from ENCE. And now moving into their T side, a pistol round victory could be all it takes to push them over the finish line. North going to be sending players up into the apartments early, trying to pick these early fights, and they do manage to take Alexa B out from this round off the bat. More players continuing to aggress. The issue they're going to face is Gabe at this B bomb site alone, desperately trying to buy time, but he's been bested, and now that bomb can look to go down. There's no smoke for the cross, though. And Valder here, we can't forget about his incredible form back on train just because he's fallen a little bit quiet now. And still have to give him that much respect. Yerby might even catch this run boost, and indeed he will. Mopping up the first man, bomb yet to go down, and now dropped inside of the bomb site. It's Alu and Sergey left standing. Make that just Sergey. He's got to ace it if ENCE want to pick up the win in this round.
But if there was any man to do it, Harry, if there was any man, Yerby first to fall. Sergey's found 2, and it's only 1 away from the ace. And the second pistol round of this map, he knows exactly where AZ is. Bit of damage, and AZ peeks wide, it's done. Sergey's found it, 14 rounds, and the ace for the young gun. Dear, oh dear, if that didn't break North, what will?
Oh, no.
Just look at ENCE. Look at ENCE. They know. They've done it.
I look at all these cameras on them. Do you want to know why? It's because they're all smiling. Normally, people freak out about catching one of them smiling for like half a second. They're like having a laugh. They're having a good time. I've never seen them look so happy, and I can't say I blame them. They're about to qualify for the damn major and have one of their most dominant games of the entire minor thus far.
And against North as well, a team that has just looked so damn good this minor, coming in through the upper bracket, some huge wins taken by North, and even a fantastic double overtime game over on Train in this series, and now they are falling apart at the seams. ENCE have brought their scissors, and North, 4 players already. Kierby left to 7 points of health. What have North got for us, if anything, here? ENCE are absolutely reaming them out. Hard rotate for North. You've got to do it at this point. 4 players going back towards this A site, and ENCE looking like they may walk into things, but that bomb is still down the bottom of Banana, so do not consider yourself guaranteed, North.
Yeah, I mean, while they've got this 4-man stack employed inside of 8, that doesn't matter. ENCE,
Oh no.
turning their attention back towards Banana. You don't think a team that goes 14-2 up on their opponent's map pick in the game that decides if you head to the major, you don't think they're going to lose by running into a stacked site at the last minute. They're being methodical in their approach and now setting up for B. Only AZ's here. There's 4 rotations coming in, but the utility events will arrive before North do. And actually, nope, it's all a ruse. Bye, guys. 20 seconds left. The bomb's already heading out in towards the top mid. North, they've realized it. They checked their watches. They know that ENCE have to get this bomb down. The bomb's already found safety inside the A bomb site.
Oh, but Gate's close up. Aerial's holding the push, and it's a 1-for-1 already going through. It's the mid flank from Valde. Alu on the angle, and he's found his kill. Kierby and AZ all that remain now, and while we do have this apps wrap for AZ, that is the only positive thing in a sea of desperation. He's not even going for it either. Saving back towards mid. Little does he know it, but he's being wrapped as well. It's Alu even in the apartment, but going back towards the A site. And 15 rounds guaranteed here as North save. Sergey topping the charts, 23 kills. Alexa B 19. It seems like nothing is getting in the way of this Finnish factory mopping up North here. And let's head into what may even be the final round of this series.
Yeah, to help commemorate this royal beating, Hugo, do you want to take a read from the old ENCE Bible here as we watch this last round unfold? This is your moment.
Northern lights flash in the sky. A blizzard blows, pelting on its way to those too weak to withstand the fury of winter at its fullest. This is too long, so I'm
The
gonna
permafrost strikes a massive hand. The mythical giant, once deemed dead off the coast of Italy, now rises to life. Regenerated from lapis soil, the time is due, and around the world, word spreads. ENCE potentially about to qualify for the major. Just one round away. 5 kills is all that separates them from getting this job done. They leave Banana. North with 2 players down in the pit, hedging their bet, start this rotation away, but already ENCE breaching their way in. Gade makes noise as he falls down into the pit. Valdez up on the balcony. Both players now back to back down in mini pit. At least they won't know that Valdez here, so he's able to get 2. Trade's not quite found yet. They're finally able to pick him up. And Easy actually deleting one more. Alexa B left in a 1v2 clutch for the win.
And he has time. He could wrap all the way back round.
Cadian's up in the apartments. He's got no idea. He's been spotted. North, they will manage to muster a 3rd round at the very least.
I think you got a bit ahead of yourself there, Harry. You can't read that full thing out just yet, okay? It's not done until it's done.
That was just a taste of what's to come.
Ro2's just walked out the building. I can see him there. He's had enough. He knows the comeback's about to happen. 3 rounds to North here. Still a huge road ahead of them. And yeah, let's see. ENCE actually even taking a bit of an eco. No, they will buy at the end of it, saving a bit of money for the future, but let's see what they can get done with the Tech 9s, going back to 2016. Fast play towards the top of B, and he's down for North, but they go past that of ENCE, and already AC lines up 3, 4, almost the ace here to shut down ENCE on the B site, but it's left to Sergey. Do not count him out.
Yeah, it was looking like it was easy for AC now. All gets called into question. We remember Sergey was able to do this in the pistol. He's looking to do it again now. Map, match, and major point on the line. Sergey peeks into Valda, will get dropped. North mustering the courage to pluck up a 4th round there to their name. Still a long way to go before this comeback becomes a threat, but at least confidence is building up over on this CT side. Still can't imagine it's at an all-time high.
No, I think that's a fair assumption. But let's see. ENCE, again, at least being, you know, patient with this one. They're not overbuying, they're not getting ahead of themselves. They still know this game is not over till it's over. So half buy here, they save money for the full rifles in the upcoming round, but they go for another B charge. Make it quick, make it concise, and make it clean. The nades rain in, and AZ's got to go ham again, but it's already a 2-for-1. ENCE have the B site under control, and weapons are being scavenged. That bomb can get planted, the smoke's cut off the line of sight from North, and spam as they may, they will not be able to stop this bomb plant.
Now having to try and retake in a 3v4. Time ticking down. North rotating players around. And they managed to get it done on the back of this partial investment. What a way to secure your spot at the major. Cadian throwing in this initial flashbang is able to open up onto Alu, looking for a bit more. Aerial falls promptly after. Sergey and X7 left standing. Someone has to get on this bomb. Damage done in through the smoke, won't quite find the diffuser. X7, little too late, and North will get the defuse. Sergey still somehow gets all of those frags. So, round picked up for the Danes.
Sergey's on 28 kills here, Harry. We haven't even seen 28 rounds. He is absolutely going for it here. He wants that major spot more than anyone. North back on the buy, and so are ENCE. They've been saving money for this exact occasion, and that bomb plant certainly helps things out as well. Cadian on his AWP, he's going to try and fight middle. Nice start. Alu's not ready for the fast cross and shot. Cadian opening up. So North with the man advantage. And if we think back to the T side, these were the only rounds I could ever convert. Those rounds where they start things off with a pick. So Spell's a good sign for North as Hazy as well wins his duel up on the B site. Alexa B flashed by the opposition, not going to be able to get that trade, allowing Hazy to back off safely towards the site. 4 on 3 now. Alexa B getting that nade tag, and Kiebi's going to be able to trade things back as X7 charges on in, but he'll give up. That smoke's in his face, and Kiebi's on the other side. Does not want to lose this bomb. But in the meantime, look at Aerial. He's wormed his way all the way up through long. Not going to be ready for Valdi on that angle. And now ENCE left to one man and one man only. X7. He's going to get peeked into middle, and Valdi will clean it up. So North, 6 rounds, slowly but surely. And I feel like if you're ENCE, definitely don't get ahead of yourselves. You do not want to give away this game. Although that is a long, long way away.
Oh, I hope, when I hand you the ENCE file, it wasn't actually some, Death Note level thing, and we've just thrown ENCE into the depths. I tell you what, if you're ENCE as well, the thing you do have to bear in mind is if this does legitimately keep going the way of North, you're going to become a little bit in your own head, wondering as to how you weren't able to close this one out sooner.
We've had one overtime before, Harry.
The issue is, and still the big problem for me, is as good as North have looked in these last few rounds, ENCE, they just need one man to make one massive play, and they've done it. AZ continuing his good form over here in B, helped out by Kiebi. Damage inflicted, and actually, everyone stopped in their tracks. Only Alu remains. He does manage to salvage the M4 and the bomb, so he has that to play around with at the very least. How much more can the lone Finn get done?
Hello. Not going to be able to close it out there. North is starting to look very, very good individually. I mean, we've had a few multi-kill rounds in these past few. We've had AZ going off on Banana. There was Kiebi showing us what he can do as well. And if North get into a no damns given attitude and go, screw it, guys, just let's go for this. Let's just peek everything. Let's take every fight. It could certainly start spiraling out of control. So let's remember that. 15-7. Here's the buy from ENCE, though. We've had a couple of ecos here. It's a real chance of them closing this out. And they're definitely going to be careful with this one. You can see Alu's already pre-scoped on mid, not wanting to get owned by Cadian again on the cross. And we do have that double AWP for North.
I mean, these sorts of games where you feel like things are starting to slip away from you, these can actually be the hardest to close out. Pushing towards the B bomb site, and they're very fortunate that Kiebi was forced off the angle in CT. AZ, good for another, but this time he's been found through the smoke, so that bomb can cross, and it can now look to go down. It's going to be a 4v4 retake unless Kiebi can find something. He's gone through the smoke. Aerial definitely wasn't ready for it, but Alexa B in with the trade. Alu now finding another. It's Gade and it's Cadian. 2v3. Oh my goodness, almost Alexa B playing with fire a little bit there. Flashes Cadian off the angle. X7 deletes Gade, and now it is just the IGL for North. Left standing to try and deny. He has dropped the bomb. There is still hope. Cadian, where has this come from? It's into the 1v1. It's AWP on AWP. Clash of the Titans, and Alu does it. The warning has been given. The sky screams, the ground shakes, and the oceans boil. ENCE is coming to the major, ladies and gentlemen. They lock in the slot as they take this series 2-0. What a performance. What a game. Train so back and forth, so tight, so down to the wire. Inferno, everything comes up ENCE.
Yeah, and the first European team to make it as well. We've seen Mouse Sports drop, we've seen Optic drop, but ENCE, they powered through the entire tournament and getting that top seed as well. Of course, this is not over for North. They can bounce back in that lower bracket final up against Vitality, but they will not be guaranteeing their spot just yet, Harry. That will be ENCE going through, and in such a dominant fashion as well. They just look so good on that second map.
Oh, they really did. I mean, you could just tell they were so hungry for it. Sergey especially, what a performance from him. Alexa B had a great time of things as well. Those two across both maps showing up and just performing lights out. It really is easy for ENCE, and one man who knew that it would be is Ro2 and the rest of the gang over on the desk. So let's go ahead and give this one back to them.
That's right. Thank you very much, Harry, and very eloquently said on your behalf, but I have to say it now for myself. A new challenger has emerged here from the EU region, and our second challenger to be crowned now to the IEM Katowice Major, exactly, going on into the big show. It's time to put it all on the line here. Finnish esports has been waiting for this moment for quite some time, and I, for one, am happy to have seen the entire thing unfold right in front of my eyes, because it's no longer the Walla Walla Wasp whackers anymore. It is now Ro2 and company in full regalia, ready to bring it home. And it is Finnish esports organization ENCE from Finland that have secured a spot in the major.
I mean, I kind of sort of felt like this is right for the occasion.
Yeah, of course.
No
of
bias.
course. I think
None whatsoever.
I think the little points I outlined in the fact, of the opening kills, making sure that they're not getting dominated in those regards, wasn't really to be, was it? When you have a 13-2 lockout on the CT side, they made it look nice and easy, and then it was just a matter of time, especially when Sergey was able to have the ace on the pistol around the T side. It was done and dusted, but start to finish for ENCE, if you look at the overall storyline, they were clearly the best team, they were the most prepared, they looked like the best attitude, and their fundamentals have been on point, and they've grown into this with the individuals stepping up when they need.
Yeah, and it's been obviously it's been like a step-by-step kind of a growth process, right, through the year. It wasn't enough for the London Major, but now they've come across a couple of hurdles and they were more ready for this one. And definitely I would have to agree with all the bias that I have that they still did look the most complete team so far.
I mean, at this moment, though, and I know that this one's going to be, kind of a very obviously a big moment for Finnish esports, but for you personally, as someone that has been a part of the industry, has been a part of Counter-Strike since I think before it was free to play for the first time. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, we started this, like I said before, 3 years ago. We built a Finnish super team at the time. We thought, that could actually do what we did now, and then go even further. I think there's massive potential still left in this lineup. And come to think of it, I was a part of the last full Finnish team that played at a major, and that was Katowice in 2015. So it's been 4 years. I think it was due time that we have a full Finnish roster at a major.
Well, I don't think that you can see this quite on the camera, but his eyes are starting to water up, so we're going to go ahead and
Don't do this to the guy.
It just happens, and I totally understand. My eyes are going to water up, too, because we actually get the opportunity to get that second interview in, not only with Ro2, that one part of the ENCE organization. We've got X7 down on the floor with James Banks. Let's hear what he's got.
Like Ro2 was saying just then, it has been a long time. And it's only right that we honor this Finnish royalty. X7, he's on his knee and he's ready for this. Finally, they've made it to the major. Finally, they've got it done and they are the European champions. Awesome stuff, X7. Anyway, good bit of fun. See, the Finns can have fun. It's not just Ro2 out there. We got to talk about Train to start off with, my man. What a crazy game. Your map pick, North, they don't usually pick into it, but they came heavy hitting. They wanted this. What did it take from you guys to manage to pull it over the line? Because it looked like it was the game that would never end.
Yeah, we know they're really good on Train, so we knew it that it would be hard battle. So, and in the
Take your time.
yeah,
It's an emotional moment.
Yeah.
I get it.
no words.
No words. All right, no words. We can get that. Now, what does this just mean to you and to everyone back home? And anything you want to say there to the guys, all the Finnish fans supporting you and screaming easy for ENCE.
Thank you for the support.
Hey, I'm going to leave it at that, X7. It's an understandable, emotional moment. Thank you very much. You can see how much it means to him and the team in general. Ro2, I'm sure you got something to say about that, my friend.
Yeah, and you know what? The Finns aren't known for their words in these moments, and that's quite understandable. This is a big undertaking for the entire region over there in that country you guys got going on.
Yeah, I mean, and also Sami X7 is a man of few words to begin with, and I think this situation is overwhelming. Obviously, it's a massive thing for the guys. They don't. I mean, you don't see the emotion like on camera and stuff when they play, when they win, but inside obviously it's bubbling. This is such a massive thing for them.
I think his silence or his lack of words is actually speaking louder than anything you possibly could have said, right? That's how much it means to these guys. But if we look at the Counter-Strike and how it unfolded, this has to be one of the most exciting series we've had throughout the tournament, and more positive signs from North, right? Obviously, if we look at some silver linings, Train was an absolute brawl of a game. Inferno feels like they ran out of gas in that regard, and ENCE didn't do that, and that's what I was worried about, was them not being able to close. So it feels like they're slowly conquering their demons one step at a time to become this complete team, which is looking hot.
Yeah, they're looking, I guess, all fired up would be the one way to put it. Kind of like, I guess, a good barbecue, but the real barbecue here, and it's not going to be a roast. We're going to have to talk about the other side of this. What happens now to this North team?
well, tomorrow they get to play against Vitality, right? And the fact is they're going to be a little bit upset that, you know, it was so close on that first map. They feel they could have maybe even taken this series. But they're playing good Counter-Strike too. You know, they're playing a solid brand. They play together. They flash for each other. They have all the little details. It's just when they go up against Vitality tomorrow, they need to hope that they can just stifle the likes of ZywOo.
Let's stifle that right into taking a look at the brackets, because I think we can take a look and understand what is the playoffs here at the EU Minors. We have reached the very end of the road. There's only one best of 3 remaining for that qualified major spot. And again, there is a third slot that has been deemed as a path to get into the major itself as well. But the only best of 3 remaining is going to be North and Vitality.
Yeah, I feel like North, out of the 2 teams, is so far from what we've seen. I feel like their high's higher than Vitality's.
Sure.
I think Vitality make far too many mistakes in a lot of the mid rounds, and they rely heavily on what's his name again?
ZywOo. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, so good. You're allowed to have that.
My brain is a little bit of a muff right now. Yeah, on ZywOo so much. So that's I feel like that's definitely an issue for them.
It is going to be a rematch where earlier in the tournament it was a 2-0, but it was a 16-14, 16-12 scoreline on the 2 maps, which was Nuke and I believe it was Dust 2. So the fact of the matter was that there's a lot of rounds that could have gone either way in those games where it could have been Vitality coming out on top. So we're not in too much of a bad position, but I got a joke for you to end the day.
Oh boy, here we go.
What did one shepherd say to the other shepherd?
Do you like pie?
Let's get the flock out of here.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, Chad, and that will be it for his comedic act, so to say. And we'll actually, you could buy tickets to his show, I think, somewhere. No, you can't do that. But what you can do is punch in your card and come back tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be determining who else is making it out of this group alive. That's right. We'll be right back early to find out the final team that's going on to the IEM Katowice Major 2019. See you then.